Okay, so this is going to be a video about the homework for loops and the basics of loops. So imagine you're an astronaut on an alien planet and you have a scanner that stores information about the samples you collect. And as you know, in Python, a dictionary is something that can store information. So to access, for example, meat, we would access first zoo and then lion, and that would give us the value of meat. So zoo is the data name, which is the dictionary name, and then lion is the key that opens up the value, which is meat. So this is an example, and I think you guys would already know this by now. So we're not going to spend too much time on that, but we are going to go to task one. So imagine this, you landed on planet Zod, your scanner has already completed or has already scanned some samples. Now we have samples here, rock one, plant one, dust one. And this is our task list. So we're going to copy and paste this into right here. There we go. Let's actually copy and paste this in here too. Okay, there we go. There we go. So what do we need to do? Print the value for rock one. Well, this is super easy, right? All we're going to do is type in rock one, like so. And if we want to print this, we simply attach a print statement and put the data inside. So this will print iron 1. Well, once it compiles the environment, it will print iron 1, which should take not too long. There we go. Or rather, just iron. Good. Now, this should be the same for all three of these, so that should be quite easy. Now, add one more sample. Okay, if you want to add a sample, that's also quite easy. We can just say samples. Think of the new name you want. So we can say maybe liquid 1 is going to be equal to purple goo. And now we can print off liquid 1 just to double check we have that. Okay, look, we can see we have purple goo. So this is correct. Because if we try to access something, let's get rid of that. If we try to access something that does not exist in our code, there is a key error. You can see liquid 2, key error, because it doesn't exist. But we try to access liquid 1, and yeah, we can see that it prints off purple goo because I've just added it right here. So this is how we add something. And yeah, print your new sample using the value using as key. So that should be quite easy for you to do. Don't use liquid 1, use something else. You can use rock 2, plant 2, dust 5, whatever you want. Make it creative, have fun with it, and see how you get on. Great. So the next thing is going to be to use a for loop to list everything. So let's copy and paste this in. This is our for loop. And where's the task? Okay, so it just says write a for loop that prints each sample like this. Okay, so this is the expected sample or the expected output. So let's put this in here and see what we can do. Okay, write a for loop that prints out each sample like this. So we're using an arrow. Okay, so that should be quite easy. So let's do that. Let's say for key value in samples. Print. Let's do, actually, we'll just do sample. There we go. Sample. We're going to print. The first thing we need is going to be the rock one, which is right here. So we can say print. Let's have a look. Print sample dot. And in fact, we might do something else. Let's do items here. There we go. And then here we can say keys. Hopefully, let's see if that works. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. In that case, we might, if we do key the value, it should work. And now we can say print key. Let's see if that works first. And then we'll also do print value at the bottom and see if that works too. Okay. Okay, so that does work. Okay, so what have we done here? Well, samples.items, if we print this off separately, and let's get rid of this, just so you can see. It prints off everything inside of the, what's going on? What has happened? Yeah, let's get rid of that too. There we go. If we press play, this prints off everything inside. Now what it's saying is, if it prints everything inside of samples, all the items, you can see that each one of these is an item that can be scanned over or iterated over using a for loop. Iterate means to go through one by one. So therefore, we can say for key and value, example for items. What this is doing, this is assigning key to the first thing we can iterate through, which is going to be dust1, or rather rock1, and then value to iron. So key is going to be rock1, value is going to be iron, then key will be plant1, value will be purple fern, key will be dust1, then moon sand for value, and then key will be crystal1, and value will be blue crystal. So yeah, there we go. And you can say something like this: print key value. Now this should, well, let's get rid of that. This should do everything as expected. Okay, wonderful. So you can see we've got the exact same format. Now I'll get rid of that. And yeah, so in a few lines, we've done that quite easily. This is quite a difficult code, well, intermediate code. So if it's a struggle, don't worry. There's a couple of other ways we can do it, but this is just the most efficient way. So don't worry if this doesn't make a lot of sense. We'll use it many more times, and over the course of a few weeks, you should be able to understand how we've done that and how we can extract two different things from a variable or from a data structure. Okay, good. So let's move through, or let's move on and go to task 3. So task 3, you get points based on what you collect. Okay, 2 points, and the points are here, so I don't need to look at this right now. Okay, so let's put this aside. And the task is do this. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. There we go. So make a variable called total. Let's set it to 0. Okay, I'll do that. 0. Super easy. Use a for loop to look through the collected dictionary. Okay. For each key, like rock.1, get the type using collected key. I see. Okay, so in collected, we want to use rock to access the points, right? It's what we want to do. You can see we've got all this stuff right here. So we need to iterate through the values so that we can then use that to look through the sample points, and then we can add that to our total. So we basically need this value to use here so we can get this number, so we can add that to total, as I said before. So let's do this step by step. We can do the same thing as last time for key value in collected items. And we're going to say, yes, okay. Points. Let's actually do one thing here. That's just to make it a little bit simpler for you to understand. We'll say for print key, print value. Let's do that. This will give us just rock, plant, dust, and crystal. So this should be super easy, right? Now we have the thing we need to access the points now. So let's assign something to a variable. So we can say points key is going to be equal to the value, which is going to be rock, plant, dust, crystal, rock. Now we can use points key, which is going to be equal to rock, plant, dust, crystal, rock, to access the points. So we can then say total plus equals, and then we're going to add, is it called points? Sample points. Okay. Sample points. Points key. And if we print total here, we should get a number. Let's see if that works. 13, great, okay. We can check this. Rock, that's 2. Plant, that's 3, so that's 5. Dust, that's 6. Crystal, that's 11. And then rock again, that's 13. So yeah, this makes sense. Okay, great. And that should be everything. So that's the homework for you. It should be fairly easy. Give that a go and see how you get on. I know I did everything for you, but yeah, give this a go and see how you get on. So that should be the homework for Unit 6, Loop Basics. We did a few things there that were a little bit intermediate at the intermediate level, using items and using 2 different variables to assign information to variables inside of a for loop, but it shouldn't be something that isn't out of your understanding. So with that, you finish the worksheet, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Goodbye.